And BK is back. Up here. All the way up here. Yeah, I've been busy, as you can see. I've dug all of this out for another project, which I will be starting very soon, I hope. Obviously, I've used a little bit of help for this, more specific, a beacon. So, in the last episode you saw how I made that spawning floor for wither scully skulls. And as you also saw in the video, I immediately had 3. So I immediately used them in a fight with a... Needs another torch there. Oh, sorry. Another torch and more light. I immediately used them for a fight with the wither skeleton. No, the wither boss. I did that under my base. That was slightly risky, but I thought it was okay. And I have to say my heart was beating so hard after the fight. It was special. Takeby was on at that time. I didn't record it, which is a shame. But it was because, to be honest, I didn't want to lose face if something went wrong. And also Takeby was on, so I wanted to keep it partly as a surprise. I won't try that arrow despawn. And I only fought him using my iron sword, so it was quite special. Looking back, I should have recorded it, but I didn't. So I only used an iron sword. I didn't take any potions. And I will show you the damage that the wither boss made under my base. But a little bit more about this. I'm not going to say that much, actually. It needs a lot of space, as you can see. It will be redstone heavy. Nor am I going to tell you where this is. So this is an undisclosed location. For now, perhaps I will tell you later on, but perhaps I won't actually. I'm BK, I like to be mysterious. I might show you some different stages in building this thing. I'll see. I haven't planned everything out actually. So normally when I do a project of this size, like this is actually pretty big, normally I just start somewhere and dig out the pieces when I need them. So I thought I'd do something special this time and just dig the whole thing out in one go. And I have to admit it will make it more easy to actually build the whole thing. And I don't need to worry about space. Well, we'll see what happens. So, and I will invite you to come and check out the different stages in the process of building. Can you go down a bit? Thank you. And then we'll see what happens. So for now, I will take you back to my base and I'll show you the horrible devastation that wither boss did. This is where it happened. This is what remains of that small corridor that I had dug. And all the way in the end, right here, I placed the wither boss, so the 4 pieces of soul sand and the 3 wither skulls on top, and then he appears. This is actually a relatively safe way of doing it, but it can go horribly wrong. You know, a wither boss focuses itself on an entity. Usually that's you, if you're close enough, but if any other mob, it could be a hostile mob or even a passive mob, is closer than you, then the wither boss focuses on there, and then he goes in a completely different direction than you would want him to go, and then you do have a problem. Then you have no longer any control over the situation. But this time it went well, and he kept exploding all the blocks around him. As you can see, this is a very effective way of having ores come to the light, but I wouldn't recommend it as a way of mining things around your base, because my base is up there, so something could have gone wrong. It didn't. All the better. I will see what I will do in the future, because I'm sure I will get some more beacons than just the one that I already have. I don't think I have shown you my mine. I haven't done that much in my mine yet, and somebody else actually dug this corridor, because this isn't mine. I don't know who has been here. I found it by accident. I do know I have some neighbors, but I really don't have any clue who could have done this. It doesn't lead that far. Let me just double check. I just found this yesterday when I was digging the corridor to have the Wither boss fight. You see, I have no idea who did it. It isn't me. Because as you can see, light level is 7. I wouldn't risk that. Well, I can survive this. This is my main, how shall I say it, main corridor. And I will be digging out everything on both sides. People who have seen my mine in the former world know this principle, would recognize it. Is this me? Have I done this? Oh yeah, this I did. This was mine. I know that. Yeah, this was mine. The other thing isn't. Yeah, that's how I mine since the former world. Normally I just do those branches as everyone does. I thought, why not? Let's do things a little bit more OCD. The advantage of doing it in this way is that you can immediately see where the slime chunks are. And right under my base there are several slime chunks. Let me just show you. This is... oh, that was one of those game freezes, so they still happen. So there are several slime chunks right under my base. To give you some point of reference, you see this cross here? This is the exact point where the drill is of my oil rig. Slime! This was also my first encounter with those underwater caves. They were right here, and somewhere on that side there is an abandoned mineshaft. I always get lost. Somewhere here there is an abandoned mineshaft. And hello, you better stay there. I don't want you too close. Okay, now you've seen that. There was still a lot of things to do down here. That will be for later. More slime. This was actually the original location that I had prepared for. So many slimes. Prepared for the food farms. That was before I found the other model that I wanted to make. So I moved those food farms up in the oil rig. But I've kept the room. I don't know if I'm going to use it for something else. I will see if I do anything with those slime chunks. I still have time. That's what I always say to the other guys. You don't need to rush things. There's time enough. We are now a few days later. Things didn't turn out as I had planned. The size of the room was relatively fine, so perhaps even slightly too big on the sides. But not because of choice, because I had to shrink the whole thing because things went horribly wrong. I would have taken you with me on all of the stages of building this. I think you can see now what it is. It's an iron farm. Obviously, you notice that the shape of things. It's a special one. It yields more. Or it should yield more. That was the original plan. Like the one Terra and I made in Form World. I'm thinking of what I should tell you of all the things that went wrong. Well, the main thing is, after I had built this, it didn't do what it should do. Meaning to produce iron golems. When I was halfway, I did a test. And the test was positive. It gave the exact amount of iron golems that I was expecting. But after I had continued expanding it to the full size, or at least the initial full size that I had in mind, before I would stop and think if I needed more, it didn't work. For the iron farm, I used the villagers from the villager breeding project that I had started earlier, but as you can see, even here something went wrong. There is, in total, 1 survival, and that was because of a little accident that happened with lava, with some of the fence gates that were set on fire, and I hadn't noticed it. And when one night passed, the zombies took care of almost all of the villagers except for one. So if you wanted to get some villagers, I fear going to this desert village won't be the solution for now. I do promise that I will get some more here so that they can breed, or at least be somewhat of a village once more. If you need anything specific, do contact me and I will see what I can do at the BK oil rig. But all of a sudden things changed. As I always say, it's not an actual proverb that exists, but that's what I always say. I get the best ideas in the bath, in bed, or on the toilet. Yeah, it doesn't sound that well in English, but trust me, in Dutch it sounds really great. And in one night in bed, I had an idea, and that was actually my last resort, because I was going to take this whole thing down again, or switch it back to half the size where I know that it worked and should be working again. I tried that little thing. I'm not going to say what it is, because it might give away where this place is, and I'm not going to do that, because you will know that soon after I tell this story. I made the changes, and it actually works. It does what it should be doing. So I'm very happy. I was about to give up. These haven't been the only setbacks in game, or actually in real life as well. So I was glad that this was fixed. I will show you some images of the thing working at quote-unquote full speed. BK stays BK, so from now on you can buy some iron from the BK oil rig. I think I will charge you 1 diamond block for half a stack of iron ingots. I think that's a fair price. Yes, you could go mine it yourself. It does take you effort. So this is what I've got to offer. We can still discuss prices. If you want large amounts, for example, I could give you a discount, just like I did in the past. So if you need iron, do contact me. You know where to find me. Both in-game as on Facebook, or if you guys that know me in real life as well. And with this, it's time to say goodbye for today. This whole thing didn't turn out as I had planned, but, well, that's Minecraft, and I am BK after all, don't forget that. So, BK says bye. For the iron farm, I used some of the villagers from the breeding project that I started earlier, where I am right now. But as you can see, even here, something went completely wrong. More specific with those fences that are missing there in the back. And that is due to some lava accident. Oh! One survived! Oh, that's good. No, I just noticed that now. This changes matters a bit. For the rest of my recording. Come here, dude. And you are a brown coat. That's good.